Hi, Sarah. How are you doing today? You always seem so energetic in the mornings.
Hi, Mark. I'm doing great, thank you. I guess I'm a morning person. I really enjoy the quiet time before the day gets busy.
That's amazing. I'm the opposite. I find it so hard to wake up. What time do you usually get up?
Well, on weekdays, I usually wake up around 6 a.m. I like to have plenty of time so I don't have to rush.
6 o'clock? Wow, that is early. My alarm clock rings at 7:30 a.m., but I always press the snooze button. Maybe 2 or 3 times?
Ugh, I try not to do that. I read that pressing the snooze button can actually make you feel more tired. I just get straight out of bed when my alarm goes off.
I've heard that too. It's a bad habit, I know. What kind of alarm do you use? Is it a loud, annoying sound?
Not at all. I use a gentle alarm sound on my phone. It's like birds chirping. It's a much nicer way to wake up than a loud buzz.
That sounds pleasant. My alarm is so loud. It really shocks me into waking up. Maybe I should try a different sound. Do you wake up at the same time on weekends?
Not usually. On Saturdays and Sundays, I let myself sleep in a little longer. I might wake up around 7:30 or 8 a.m. I don't set an alarm. I just wake up naturally.
Waking up without an alarm sounds like a dream to me. My body just wants to sleep until 10 a.m. if I let it.
It just takes some getting used to. A consistent sleep schedule during the week really helps. Your body gets into a rhythm.
So, once you are out of bed at 6 a.m., what is the very first thing you do? Do you check your phone?
That's a great question. I try very hard not to look at my phone first thing. Instead, I walk over to the kitchen and drink a big glass of water.
Water? That's it? I always reach for my phone immediately. I scroll through social media and check my emails for at least 15 minutes before I even get up.
I used to do that too, but I found that it made my mind feel cluttered and stressed right away. Starting with water helps me feel hydrated and refreshed. It's a calm way to begin.
I can see why. My mind is definitely cluttered after checking my phone. All the news and messages can be overwhelming. What do you do after drinking water?
After my glass of water, I do a few minutes of light stretching. Nothing too intense, just some simple stretches to wake up my body. It feels really good after a long night of sleep.
Stretching sounds like a good idea. My back is always a little stiff in the morning. I usually just stumble out of bed and head straight for the coffee machine. Coffee is the first thing on my mind.
I love coffee too, but I wait a little while before I have my first cup. After stretching, I like to open the curtains and let some natural light into the room. It helps to tell my brain that it's time to be awake.
My room is always so dark. I keep the curtains closed. I think I need to change that. So you have water, you stretch, and you get some sunlight. It all sounds very peaceful.
It is. It's my quiet time. It helps me prepare for the day ahead in a calm and focused way. I find that if I start my morning in a rush, the rest of my day feels rushed too.
I know that feeling exactly. My mornings are always a mad dash to get out the door.
So, what happens after your coffee, Mark? How do you get ready for the day?
Well, after my first cup of coffee, which is absolutely essential, I jump in the shower. A warm shower helps me wake up properly. I usually listen to a podcast while I'm in there.
Listening to a podcast in the shower is an interesting idea. Is it a news podcast?
Sometimes it's news, other times it's a comedy or storytelling podcast. It helps to get my brain working. What about you? Do you shower in the morning or at night?
I'm a morning shower person as well. I find it really helps me feel clean and ready to start the day. I prefer a cooler shower, though. It's very refreshing and really wakes me up.
A cool shower? I don't think I'm brave enough for that, especially in the winter. After my shower, I get dressed. I usually pick out my clothes the night before to save time.
That is such a smart habit. I do the same thing. It saves so much time and decision making in the morning. I used to spend ages just staring at my closet, trying to decide what to wear.
Exactly. It's one less thing to worry about. After I'm dressed, I'll brush my teeth and do my hair. The whole process takes me about 20 minutes.
My routine is quite similar. After my shower, I have a simple skincare routine, just a cleanser and a moisturizer. Then I get dressed and brush my teeth. I don't wear much makeup on weekdays, so that part is very quick.
It seems like we have similar steps for getting ready, but you do it much earlier. My whole getting ready process feels very rushed.
It's all about giving yourself enough time. Because I wake up early, I can move through my routine slowly. There's no panic.
Okay, so once you are showered and dressed, is it time for breakfast? What do you normally eat in the morning?
Yes, breakfast is next. It's a very important meal for me. I can't skip it. I usually have something healthy that gives me energy for the day.
I'm curious, what is your go-to breakfast? I always struggle with breakfast ideas.
Most days, I have oatmeal with some fruit and nuts. I like to add berries like blueberries or strawberries and a few almonds. It's warm, filling, and healthy.
That sounds delicious and very organized. For me, breakfast is usually just a second cup of coffee and maybe a piece of toast with butter if I have time.
Just toast? I would be hungry again in an hour. The oatmeal keeps me full until lunchtime. On other days, I might have Greek yogurt with granola and honey.
I should try that. My breakfast is not very balanced. It's mostly just caffeine and carbs. I think that's why I sometimes feel tired mid-morning.
It could be. A good breakfast with protein and fiber can make a big difference. Do you ever make smoothies? They are a great option when you're in a hurry.
I have a blender, but I never use it. What do you put in your smoothies?
I usually use spinach, a banana, some protein powder, and almond milk. You can't even taste the spinach, I promise. It's a really quick way to get a lot of nutrients.
Spinach in a drink? I'm not sure about that, but maybe I will give it a try one day. It does sound very efficient.
It is. And what about weekends? Do you have a different breakfast routine on Saturdays or Sundays?
Oh yes, weekends are different. On weekends, I have more time. I love making a big breakfast, like scrambled eggs, bacon, and pancakes. It's a special treat.
That sounds wonderful. I do that sometimes too. It's nice to have a more relaxed meal when you're not rushing to work. We've talked about waking up and breakfast. What about exercise? Do you ever exercise in the morning?
I know I should, but I never seem to find the time or the energy. The thought of exercising right after waking up feels impossible to me. I prefer to go to the gym in the evening, after work.
That makes sense. Evening workouts are great, too. For me, I find that exercising in the morning sets a positive tone for the whole day.
Really? What kind of exercise do you do? Are you going for a long run every morning?
Oh, no, nothing that intense. My morning exercise is quite gentle. After I have my breakfast, I usually go for a brisk 20-minute walk around my neighborhood.
A walk sounds manageable. Do you listen to music while you walk?
Sometimes I do. Other times I just listen to the sounds of the city waking up. It's nice to get some fresh air before I start my workday. It helps clear my head.
I can imagine. My head is usually full of thoughts about the meetings I have or the emails I need to answer. A walk might help with that.
Exactly. And if the weather is bad and I can't go outside, I do a short yoga video at home. There are so many free videos on YouTube. They're usually only about 15 to 20 minutes long.
I've tried yoga a few times. It's very relaxing. Maybe a short session in the morning would be better than a full class in the evening.
It could be. It's not about having a long, difficult workout. It's just about moving your body a little bit. It makes me feel more awake and focused.
You're making me rethink my entire morning. I always thought morning exercise had to be a big, sweaty session at the gym. A simple walk or some yoga seems much more achievable.
It is. Starting small is the key. Even 10 minutes of movement can make a huge difference in how you feel for the rest of the day.
So, after your walk and your healthy breakfast, what's next on your morning agenda? How do you prepare for your workday?
Well, after I get back from my walk, I make my first cup of coffee for the day. I sit down with my coffee and my planner. This is my dedicated planning time.
A planner? You mean a paper planner? I just use the calendar on my phone.
Yes, an old-fashioned paper planner. I like to physically write things down. I review my schedule for the day, look at my meetings, and make a short to-do list. I write down my top 3 most important tasks.
That's a very structured approach. I usually just open my laptop and start reacting to emails. My to-do list is in my head, which can be stressful.
I used to do that, but I found that I was always busy, but not always productive. By identifying my top 3 priorities first, I make sure I focus on what's truly important.
I need to try that. I often get lost in small, unimportant tasks in the morning. So, you make your plan, and then what?
After I have my plan, which takes about 10 minutes, I pack my bag for work. I make sure I have my laptop, my notebook, my wallet, and my keys. I also pack a healthy lunch and some snacks.
You pack your lunch in the morning? I always buy my lunch. It's easier, but it's also more expensive and often not very healthy.
It does take a little extra time, but it saves me money, and I know exactly what I'm eating. I usually pack leftovers from the dinner I had the night before.
That is so efficient. My preparation for work involves finding my keys, which are always missing, and grabbing my laptop. It's a very chaotic process.
Preparing your bag the night before could help with that. Just like with your clothes, it eliminates that last-minute panic of trying to find everything. Once your bag is packed, how do you get to work, Mark? What is your commute like?
I drive to work.
My commute is, unfortunately, the worst part of my morning. The traffic is always terrible. It usually takes me about 45 minutes to get to the office.
45 minutes in traffic sounds very stressful. What do you do during that time?
I listen to the radio, usually a morning news show, but honestly, I just get frustrated with all the stopping and starting. I arrive at work already feeling tired and annoyed.
I can understand that. That's one of the reasons I take the train. My commute is about 30 minutes, but it's much more relaxing.
You take the train? Is the station far from your house?
It's about a 10-minute walk from my apartment, so it's very convenient. On the train, I have time to myself. I don't have to focus on the road.
What do you do on the train? Do you work or do you relax?
I use the time to read. I always have a book with me. It's a wonderful way to escape for a little while before the busy workday begins. It feels like a bonus part of my morning.
Reading a book sounds so much better than sitting in traffic. I used to love reading, but now I feel like I never have the time. Maybe I should consider public transport.
You could give it a try. For me, it completely changed my morning experience. I arrive at work feeling calm and ready to start, instead of stressed from driving.
That is a very big difference. My car feels like a little metal box of stress in the mornings. The train seems like a much more civilized way to travel.
It has its own challenges, of course. Sometimes the trains are late or very crowded, but for me, the benefits are worth it. I can just put on my headphones, open my book, and the journey goes by very quickly.
You mentioned that you use your commute to read and relax. It seems like your entire morning routine is designed to create a calm mindset. Is that intentional?
Yes, it definitely is. I believe that how you start your morning can affect your mood for the entire day. So I try to build a routine that makes me feel centered and positive.
I think my routine does the opposite. I start with a loud alarm, then a rush, and then a stressful drive. It's a recipe for a bad mood. What else do you do to create a positive mindset?
Well, while I'm having my coffee and writing in my planner, I also take a moment to think of one thing I'm grateful for. It can be something very small, like the taste of the coffee or the fact that the sun is shining.
A gratitude practice. I've read about that. Does it really work?
For me, it does. It helps me start the day with a positive thought, instead of thinking about all the things I have to do. It shifts my perspective.
I tend to wake up thinking about my worries, my work deadline, the bills I have to pay. It's not a very positive way to begin.
I understand that. We all have worries. But choosing to focus on something good, even for just a minute, can make a real difference. It's a small habit, but it has a big impact on my mindset.
I should try it. Maybe tomorrow morning, I'll think of one good thing. It sounds much better than scrolling through negative news stories on my phone.
Exactly. You are protecting your peace in the morning. I also try to avoid checking work emails until I am officially at my desk. The morning is my personal time.
That's a rule I need to adopt. I check my work email from bed, and it instantly puts me in work mode. There is no separation between my personal time and my work time.
Creating that boundary is really important for mental health. The morning can be a peaceful time for you, not just a frantic preparation for work.
We talked a little about this before, but are your weekend mornings completely different from your weekday mornings? You said you wake up later.
Yes, they are quite different. They are much slower and more flexible. My weekday morning routine is all about preparing for a productive day at work.
My weekend routine is all about relaxing and recharging.
That sounds nice. So, what does a typical Saturday morning look like for you?
On Saturday, after I wake up naturally, I like to make a special breakfast, just like you. Maybe some French toast or a nice omelet, and I'll have an extra cup of coffee and read the news on my tablet. There's no rush.
That sounds very relaxed. My weekends are for catching up on sleep. I often sleep until 9:30 or 10 a.m. I feel like I need to recover from the week.
A little extra sleep is definitely good. After my slow breakfast, I might go for a longer walk, maybe in a park, or I might meet a friend for coffee. It's much more social.
My weekend mornings often involve doing chores. I do my laundry, clean the apartment, and go grocery shopping. I try to get it all done so I can relax in the afternoon.
That's a practical approach. I try to do some of my chores during the week, so my weekends are more free. But sometimes a productive Saturday morning can feel very satisfying, too.
It does feel good to get things done. What about Sunday mornings? Are they different from Saturdays?
Sunday mornings are the quietest of all. I often use that time for my hobbies. I might spend an hour painting or gardening. It's my creative time.
That's wonderful. You have a very balanced approach to your mornings throughout the week. Each morning has a purpose.
I try to make it that way. Weekdays are for structure, and weekends are for freedom. It helps me to feel ready for the week ahead, and also to feel rested and fulfilled.
This has been a really interesting conversation, Sarah. You've given me so many ideas. It seems the key to a good morning routine is being intentional.
I think that's a perfect way to describe it. It's about consciously choosing how you want to start your day, rather than letting the day just happen to you.
My morning definitely just happens to me. It's a reaction to the alarm clock. I don't think I can change everything at once, but I want to try making some small changes.
Small changes are the best way to start. Trying to change everything overnight would be too overwhelming. What is the first thing you think you might try?
I think I will start with two things. First, I'm going to change my alarm sound to something less aggressive. Second, I will try drinking a glass of water before I have my coffee.
Those are excellent first steps. They are simple, but they can make a real difference in how you feel.
And maybe, just maybe, I will try to not look at my phone for the first 10 minutes after I wake up. That will be the biggest challenge for me.
I believe you can do it. You could leave your phone on the other side of the room. That way, you have to physically get out of bed to turn off the alarm, and you are less tempted to start scrolling.
That is a brilliant idea. I am definitely going to try that tomorrow. Thank you so much for sharing your routine with me. It's been very inspiring.
You're very welcome, Mark. I'm happy to talk about it. Remember, the perfect morning routine is different for everyone. It's all about finding what works best for you.
I will remember that. It's not about copying your routine exactly, but about using your ideas to build a better morning for myself.
Precisely. A good morning can lead to a good day. It's worth the effort.